by 342 Productions. This is episode 135. Steph Curry, you ever showing sort of not the joyful antics, but the emotional antics. I don't ever remember watching you show that in the first quarter of a game, and you did that in game 4. Why?
You're right. That was kind of a intentional way I approached that game specifically because it's kind of the through line of the last 3 years, and watching injuries happen to my teammates, myself, go through a year where you hear all the doubts of we'll never be back there at that level. Just to fight to make the play-in tournament the year before, and what it took to give ourselves some life. And then fast forward to last season where you believe you can get there, but you really don't know because it's a new crop of guys. It's, the older version of us. And there's just a lot of question marks, and then you stay in the moment, plot your way through it, play at a high level, get to the finals. And I have so much experience in that setting. Obviously, that was the 6-1, and it was different because it was Boston. It was in that hostile environment. And it was different because we were tested in a way that, was new. And, a lot of it was, to protect like the core. We have so much trust in what we all bring to the table. When you see this fan base or whatnot, like go at one of your guys and like constantly just berate him and cross the line and do all that, type of stuff. And, we lose game 3 and you're in that environment. It's like, holy shit, like this is going to be a dog fight. Like we knew that going in, but this was a different element of emotional like response that we hadn't really, seen before. So game 4 is like, one, how big the game is. You lose that game. Well, first off, we were already, according to ESPN, we're already 84% underdogs in the final. So now go down 3-1. You might as well not even play after that. So how big the game is. But then you get into that, into the first quarter, and we're already down, I think like 12-4 or something like that. We slowly gained some momentum. And I think we were down. I don't know. I hit that one shot and I started like yelling at the crowd. I was like, this is going to be a different motherfucking game. I said that. I had my mama got mad at me because of my word choice. And I was like, oh, you're right. But I was just unleashing a different level of, like I'm here, like we're here. And I ain't going to just have this, you ain't gonna count the parade already in terms of, the 19,000 people that seemed to be in unison on what they were saying every single, possession. Like it was like, we're here and we're going to respond and, see what happens. And a lot of people talk about just the way that we play. Like it's free flowing and it's poetic and there's a lot of movement and, high level skill and all that, but you got to have, that we have the most competitive guys. Draymond complimented Klay. Klay's like one of the most competitive guys that I've ever played with because he wants it so bad. And Draymond the same. I'm the same. Andre's the same. And so just required another level of response from us. For me, I wanted to lead that, even though we were still down in the first quarter. I was like, I don't know really what I'm talking about, but let's go. And kind of manifested a 3-game run that was for the books. And game 4 was definitely my favorite game of my career because of the stakes that were a part of it. And the fact that, we lose that game, who knows if we ever, have a chance to win a championship again.
We were talking earlier about, you breaking Ray's record at MSG last year. Have you had a chance, it's been, obviously there's been so much going on. Have you had a chance to have just like a little bit of perspective on that, but then also just on how you've sort of changed the game overall? And a lot of people have commented on this over the years, but it's an objectively true thing, but it's also like you're living it. Yeah. So you might not be able to sort of look at it while you're sort of in the middle of it.
A little bit more wisdom's come since I've been in my 30s where I understand like this isn't going to be around. I'm not going to be able to play forever. You get a little bit more reflective, I think, in terms of all the things that have gone into your success, the way that the game has changed and the fact that when I got into the league, like that was never a goal. It was just, I play the game the way that I play. I stretch the envelope and have a different level of creativity, and you start to shoot from deeper, build your range out. You add the ball handling and shot and space creation and all that stuff to it. And then you start to see teams be designed differently. You start to see guys that never really prioritize 3-point shooting go to the lab in the summer and try to add it to their game. And then every coach is like, no, not yet. Just hold on to that. But everybody's like really opening up their mind to what that could look like for them. Then you got guys, like what Dame's doing, what Trae Young, how he plays. There's similarities in terms of like what you see inspires you to either add some form of it to your game or open up the possibility, like, hey, I can do that too, kind of vibe. So I'm a little bit more reflective on that, and it's really dope. But I never let it get too far because, like you said, I'm still in it and still feel like there's another level to get to. Efficiency for me is always the biggest thing. Like how long can I keep up this volume and efficiency balance that I obsess over a lot. So
you do,
yeah.
70% true shooting percentage.
I don't even know what that even means. Like I know the number. I don't know how the analytics behind it. But it's like
2-pointers, 3-pointers, and free throws.
I just know if it's above 65, you're doing something good.
If you're the first, if you're the guy though, what are you seeing? Because you said you ultimately become what you see. Like I think there is Dame is more your contemporary, but I think there's a lineage from you to Trae, right? Who was that lineage prior to you?
It was combining Steve Nash and Reggie Miller as like players. That was exactly like I love watching them play, but when I got to high school and then my first year at Davidson, it was, can you be as lethal with the ball in your hand as you can without the ball, or vice versa? And those two guys were like the models of like watching Nash just be a pick and roll master and all the different passes he would make, his tight handle, and he wasn't the most athletic guy. Like I could resonate with that. Reggie, played against my dad, so every time he played against him, I just, how you watch the game and you can only watch one guy and your eyes, I can't watch anything. If Reggie was on the court, I could not watch anything else. I just watched everything he did, his angles he took, the deception, the wild push-offs he'd have, and he'd run the other way. Like all that stuff, I was just a fan of, and it became pretty clear when I understood my skill set that I could have meshed those two guys as like a baseline of how I wanted to play, and then take it from there throughout your career and kind of building or hanging your hat on that style of play. Because I feel like I am as lethal off the ball, obviously, as I am with it in my hands.
No, that's what separates you from every other. I said this actually last night on the Broad podcast. I was like, there's a lot of great shooters. You're the best shooter ever, but like, there's a lot of great shooters, and then there's like you, because you do everything that every other dominant good player does, and you shoot the ball great. You can ISO, you can play at a pick and roll. You can be a facilitator. You rebound at a high level. You guard at a high level. I couldn't do any of those things. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I could shoot. I could shoot. We could probably do another hour and a half, but you got a game tomorrow. We do appreciate the time.
Anytime,
this has been awesome, man. Really, really great.
I just happened to walk by the room. I just heard you in here. I didn't know we had an appointment.
It's a weird coincidence.
Is that JJ's voice?
We ended up in Houston somehow.
All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely.